this is so clever, but not because I did it or discovered it, but because it makes so many parts of this book make sense. Where there are places in Christian sermonettes that are not only boring, but useless. Don't keep telling me about somebody who lived 2, 3, 4,000 years ago, screwed up, and it's my damn fault. You know, whatever Adam was doing and did not do, I had nothing to do with that. You know, that's my thinking in terms of religious point of view, in terms of being a sinner and so forth. We need to understand where we are, why we can all be considered from that theological point of view with no added appreciation of ourselves, sinners. That's a karmic term. It tells us that we are old souls. We're not new souls. It's why we're engaged in the process of karma. See, all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. You know, well, that's true. You can't get down here unless you come down here with some karma and acquire some karma. When you stand up on your feet and move one foot in front of the other, you're engaged in cause and effect. That is chitta, mistake, okay, until you're divinely guided. Those are two of the animals. Oh, Libra, right, thank you. Yeah, thank you. I keep doing that. I keep putting Aquarius over there. The scale of balance and the bird. If you've read that particular segment of Genesis, there's a constant mentioning of birds. And birds are two things in symbology, the force that saves and higher thoughts. The only animal that leaves the earth and reaches a higher level of our atmosphere and hemisphere is the bird. So it represents higher thoughts, that they were all to be brought in to the ark. The clean bird and the dirty bird. All in the ark. Okay. So let me just kind of, for those, all of you should have this information. Well, okay. I wanted to bring all 12 of them in there. First, I'm not getting the expertise of structuring this like I should be able to. Come on in. It's all right, my sister. Sit down, have a seat, wherever you like. There are all the animals, 2 by 2, in terms of the polar polarity, the reflection or opposite of each sign, are all the animals. Now, if you look at the other, like this book here, elaborates upon this venture, which is a strange kind of idea, in search of the lost ark, the sign and the seal. Why would anybody go looking for a wooden boat that's considered, I don't know how many thousands of years old, and what would it prove? The nonsensicalness of misunderstanding the language of symbolism leaves one looking extraordinarily foolish. If they're not looking for the meaning of things, it can send even the alleged scholar off in the wrong direction. When you look back, you'll see that even in your own secular studies, some of the dumb stuff that's been reported as high knowledge. What I wanted to do here was when all the animals were in the ark, then Noah barred the door, closed the ark, the circle. Noah is the knower. Okay, that's Noah. That's where it was spelled in the confraternity edition of the scriptures. Okay. The knowledge, understanding, the intelligence of the universe is Noah. What one writer states that also helps as understanding the keys to knowledge are found biblically and also probably Quranically, as well as the Bhagavad Gita, in the names of the great ones mentioned. The Bhagavad Gita comes out of a 27,000 verse poem, an enormous piece of literature. So it's only a segment of it, but it was prepared to educate those in that part of the world about themselves, okay, first, then about the universe and the nature of the universe in which we all live, move, and have our being. So the picture is set. And the idea of the rainbow as God's sign is that of this invisible ark that reflects harmony and balance in nature. Okay? If you've ever seen a rainbow over your city, it is in this perfectly formed arc. You know, you've had that experience? Or at times you'll see them you'll see the shaft of or part of a rainbow. I had this opportunity in Cleveland in 1966 around 5:30 in the evening. I'll never forget it. This beautiful rainbow up over Cleveland. You know, it ain't seen one since. But it felt, you could feel this energy, you know, everywhere. Every folks was looking all out, had their head stuck out the car trying to see what was going on, like some big event was. It was this energy, you know, in terms of planetary configuration, gave such a harmonic aspect. That's when you know it's triune aspect. This aspect here, when things are balanced in nature, and you can feel it. You know, it was just really remarkable. Okay. This is the everlasting covenant of God. You see, no longer shall the earth be flooded by water. What does water do? Thank you. Okay. Okay. It washes away the bacteria, the useless part. Okay. Now, you know, comparatively, you try to look at this. Go around now and try to pick up 2 of every kind of animals and put them in a ship. You know, I mean, you know, okay? I mean, if you think about it, every creeping thing, every flying thing, all the beasts of the field, okay? So we know we have to use that language, that secret language, or what's called sacred language, that is symbology, that tells us the real meaning of this allegorical level of scriptures, of knowledge, so that we find ourselves making sense of that which has mystified and still mystifies the black population in the Christian or in the religious arena. It isn't just Christian. I think there's a metaphysics in the Hebrew arena where they're getting into a level of understanding the meaning of rather than the belief of. We are late in this venture The European, that's why we're looking at the tape of a European explaining